Welcome to the Tea Tie Pod, where we normally take off our ties. We offer our guests some tea, let them relax, and give us a bit of information, some nuggets on what makes them do the ordinary as extraordinary in Angola, Africa, and beyond. And today, I'm with my co-host,
Ellie.
and my co-host from Copy Group Companies. Thank you. And we are here at the African Union Summit. This is the third edition. And we're talking about what? Financing infrastructure development in Africa. Not just Angola, but the African continent, which is major. Why? For Africa to get to that next step, to that next stage, we need infrastructure to grow. Without infrastructure, there is no growth in the economy or in our economies. So this is very, very key. And we are here today with another guest who's going to introduce themselves. I'll give you the first name. And he will introduce himself, his business, and what he's doing at the summit and what he hopes to get from this summit. So, Femi, welcome.
Thank you, everybody.
Welcome.
My name is Femi Awofala. I'm the founder, CEO of the African Catalyst. The African Catalyst basically is an early stage infrastructure advisory and accelerator.
Okay.
And what we do within the African Catalyst is to help first-time project developers to be able to pitch an infrastructure project at the very early stage in a consistent manner. What we've seen that Africa has an infrastructure gap, but that gap today is only met by the big guns, the Dangotes, the big families within East Africa or South Africa. So in Africa, you have like not more than 20 developers who are doing large-scale infrastructure who are homegrown in Africa.
Okay.
The others are from elsewhere in Africa, out of Africa, Europe and the likes, but we want to build local, homegrown African development companies.
Okay.
Thank you.
That is interesting thing, because when you say, okay, building homegrown African developers, then I think the theme of this conference comes to play.
Correct.
Financing.
Yeah.
How do you then get the financing? Because the big guns can get financing. I don't want to use the word easily, but
Yeah.
easier. Now you're talking about small players. How do
Correct.
they get financing?
So basically, what is happening in the market globally today is that the big guns, the big developers, the Sasol, the big corporate Fortune 500 companies,
Yeah.
you find a number of them already have their credit ceiling to the height.
Okay.
They've borrowed money. The banks don't want to expose money to them again because they are leveraged, right? And leverage just means that you have so much of debt in your balance sheet, but you're paying it, but you can't take on more projects. So what has happened is that we need to now bring in new people from scratch who can start doing smaller projects, not at the size of the big guns, but doing it successfully, using that as a pilot, as a learning point, so that they can do a lot more projects down the line. And what we've also seen is the fact that if we don't have this as an approach, most of the smaller players, or let me call them smaller, first-time players, they get burnt because they're coming from SME, they're coming from oil trading, they're coming from logistics. They've never done a large-scale power plant before. They just go spend money unnecessarily, and they can't do the project again. So there is a methodology, there's an approach to doing large-scale projects that even if all you have is a suitcase and an idea and some partners, and you come to the African Catalyst, we run you through our incubation lab, you can really see how the project will be structured and delivered in an easy and efficient manner.
Okay.
Mind you, we are not consultants.
Okay.
We are not consultants. Your consultants will do feasibility. Your consultants will do your design studies.
Okay.
We are accelerators.
Okay.
We are coaches. We coach you to bank a deal. We coach you how to present your project to investors. You run in the tech startup today. We have a number of like Y Combinator, like Seed Stars, like Techstars. There's a number of them. But in the infrastructure space, there's none. Now, the financing part of it is that the financing keeps going to the big guns, because they've done it before. But now, the banks, the investors are saying these guys are leveraged. They've had default on their loans. We can't keep borrowing money to them again. We need new people.
Okay.
And we can't keep waiting for these new people to come, the young people. So one of the things we also have as our objective is why can't a young 25-year-old person decide to build a railway project? Why can't a young person decide to build a healthcare project? We stand behind that young person to show him the way, what to do next and next and next up until you get it done.
But isn't this higher risk for? Well, I'm gonna go to Helio here.
Yeah.
As someone from, I'll say, financing world, isn't that high risk?
Well, as you say, there's in finance there's different phases for different scales of companies in different products to address each situation of companies. As you mentioned, I guess he has a niche
At the early stage.
At the early stage, he identified a niche.
Yeah.
But again, it comes to what kind of projects these people that are in this stage are supervising.
Correct.
Are the people who are supervising or providing service to? What's the scale of the project they are doing?
Okay, great. So the people who are providing services in the infrastructure, like operations and management, O&M, like gas supplier, like EPC contractor, like project management or project developers or managers like Copier, those people are going to get paid when the project is successful.
Yes. Okay.
Right? So there's a stage. A project starts from an idea to pre-financing stage, to construction stage.
It's like a CV, right?
Exactly. Then to post-construction. The people within the service providers, they want to take part in construction and post-construction. But somebody needs to provide antenatal care for the baby to be able to go through the idea and the pre-financing. What happens a lot is that when an infrastructure idea needs to fulfill a project finance methodology, so there's what we call limited recourse financing. It's a method of lending that is not so common because people say, I need project financing, I need capital. But what it actually needs is project finance, which is a form of lending.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are two different things.
Project financing.
Yeah.
Financing.
It's different from project finance.
Yeah.
So what we teach is how to get a project finance loan. It's not, we don't give you the money, but it's good for you to see that, oh, you know what, I'm going to do this project. It's going to take me 3 years to develop the project from ground zero to the point where I can get to construction and I can call Copier. Now, if I have to get to construction, Copier wants a guarantee that he will be paid because he will not come and develop my power plants or my gas plants. Copier wants designs to be done, costed properly. If not, he's not coming to build it. So the entrepreneur, or what we call the infrapreneur, right? Who is
An entrepreneur that invests
a small guy, right? But he's not able to talk to Copier because Copier will say, go sit down, you are too big. But we say, no, we are African capitalists. We are behind him.
Okay.
Please talk to Copier. Copier, talk to him. He's serious.
Okay. So you provide kind of like a guarantee.
We provide like a support.
It's like he backs.
Yeah. When I say guarantee, like
Guarantee is a very strong word.
Yeah,
in finance.
that's the problem.
When you hear guarantee,
let me
shake
take
it.
it.
What Femi pretty much is saying, so going back again, so about the difference of project finance and financing a project.
Yeah, there are two
So,
different things.
Yeah, so there are different things, but when it comes to investing in a project, so who are the people that you go to connect? Who do you connect those companies?
Great. So we connect them to what we
To
call
VCs, to bank.
early stage project investors.
Okay.
So in the infrastructure space, there are a group of people, they call themselves the project preparation facilities, like the client of Nepal, AED Nepal. Africa Development Bank. They have a project preparation facility. Africa Export-Import Bank. They have a project preparation facility. Angel investors, philanthropies, and people who want to do early stage work. They want to come in at the early stage. That whole ecosystem is disorganized from an infrastructure perspective. But from a tech perspective, that ecosystem exists in tech. You can find somebody to give you $500,000
early stage, that's easy
to do a project. Do you know why it's easy? I'll tell you. It's easy because when you bring in an app, a fintech app or an edtech app, I can show you an MPV, a minimum viable product. I can show you the demo.
Something real. Yeah.
I can show you real. You can check it. Oh, I have 5,000 subscribers. I need to scale it to 500,000. I need $2 million. You can cut the check for me. I say I'm your Series A investor based on what you did, based on evaluation we all agree on. But you see, in an infrastructure space, if he is building a gas power plant, right, for Songola, which is the oil and gas company, if you ask that project is costing $200 million, if you come to me as an early stage investor, you can't show me a proof of concept because we need to just build it. You need to show me just your agreement, your financial analysis, the people behind you, and how serious you are. So convincing an early stage investor for a 200 million project, right, is difficult because you think I'm a thief.
Yeah.
And that market is also made up of a lot of fraudsters because some people say, I could give you a bank guarantee. I have people in China that will raise money for you. So generally,
but how do you filter that? Yeah.
So when you come to the program, the incubation lab, we train you for 12 weeks. A very rigorous training. So if you're able to go through the training, we put you in front of those investors.
Okay, so you have access to those investors.
Yeah, so we are an incubator lab, an accelerator lab.
Yeah.
We come to the classroom, you bring your project idea with your team, we de-risk it, we make it, we tell you what you need to do. Now, we don't just tell you you need to do a feasibility study, because that is what consultants tell you. Beyond financing an early stage project goes beyond the feasibility. There are agreements you need to sign with the host community. There are designs you need to do to design the infrastructure.
Finance models for the project.
The financial model, we will do it for you and give it to you. We want you to take ownership of it. We don't want you to be running around with KPMG. Sorry to use that word. Or PwC. We want you to take ownership. This is my financial model. In the tech space, those guys are able to do that. They can tell you about their tech idea, their ecosystem, their drivers, everything they can tell you. But in the infrastructure space, they don't have that finesse, that commercial awareness. That's the problem we're trying to solve.
That's really true.
It's I think this is something that's, for me, it's something new, right?
Yeah.
Because when I think of entrepreneurship, when I think of startups, my mind never goes to infrastructure. Why?
Correct.
Because to me, it's like, it's too big.
Like, but it's too big, but somebody has to do it.
I know, and that's the thing, because it doesn't come to mind. Because when I think of infrastructure, I think, okay, big money. How do I convince someone that kind of money to invest in this type of project?
Correct.
That's why we leave it to the big players, because the big players know what they're doing.
Correct.
So they just do it.
So, but now we have an infrastructure gap to meet. We have so much to do. We want anybody at all. So because we are an accelerator program, you just need to learn and to know what it takes to make the project bankable and be passionate about the project. We will be behind you when you are talking to investors and they need to clarify. We will help you clarify, right? But at the end of the day, we just want to build a new creed of local African infrastructure developers. And not just wait. So today, if Gabon government has a project, or Angola government, maybe they call Dangote, maybe they call Elumelu, maybe they call some of the big guys. Those guys say, I'm tired, I'm not doing. They just show some nice strips. So why can't they call Bolu? Bolu say, I can do it too. How? African Catalyst is behind me. They've trained me, they've told me what to do. You sign the agreement, I will develop the mini grid for our project for you. So the problem we're trying to solve is the fact that most infrastructure projects fail at the early stage. Once you can do that early, the cost of early stage work is like 3% or 2% of the project size. It's not plenty money. Then the banks and lenders, they'll rush over you. Africa does not have a lending problem to fund projects. They don't have a lending problem.
Okay.
The problem is the equity.
It's really
Equity.
The problem is equity.
wow.
And for you to get an equity partner, he needs to be sure that because equity loses money, you know?
Yeah.
If the project doesn't work, the equity has gone. So they're so scared. So we want to remove that anxiety from equity investors to say, you can do this. But our main focus is on the early stage.
Like preparing those companies in order to attract these partners, they will become equity owners of the project itself.
Exactly.
Project owners as well.
Exactly.
Okay. That's really
The project owners themselves. Just like tech. Just look at tech. If you know
transfer it to
fintech, edutech, all those guys.
Just transfer it. So
and it's important also for us to start looking at, well, as you mentioned, when we think about infrastructure, we just big, massive scale projects. But let's say off cameras we were talking about here on the one that we have a samba, right? We have a bridge.
We really want to take that online?
No, just to make it.
I'm just saying,
It's an example of how it's just kind of like, it's a complex. It's complex. It's a case of study.
Yeah, it's a case study.
Is there a bridge?
A flyover that just goes up and comes down. Doesn't go anywhere.
Who pays for it? Why did you do it in the first place?
Well,
so if that project came to our lab, we will kill it. We said no.
I don't want to go to the
political side of it.
No, even the political, how convenient the project is or was, but just to showcase that, okay, there's a small project, like how efficient you could do with that much of money instead of expanding that much.
Okay, I get you.
So like you don't need to go to the government program to get that much of loan or go to a development bank find that much of loan to finance a small type of project. So if they go to the program, they can understand, look, your project is not really, doesn't cost that much. Your budget should be reduced, or you can use that budget for other, like the expansion of the project itself, or allocate in another.
I think now that you said that, something just came to my head. In Africa, Angola as well, on this, when we talk about infrastructure project, it's government.
Yeah.
Right. So now we're talking about someone has an idea, private individual has an idea, right? Now they want to do that project, they want investment. Do you then help them in convincing the government to take that project? Because at the end of the day, infrastructure projects in Africa is owned by the state. So if as a state you come to me and say, okay, I have a project, I'm like, okay, you have a project.
But we do have, well, let's say the tender.
PPP?
You have PPPs, you have the concessions, like the government issues like a public tender. But
I'm talking about before this. So we're talking before, so before tender comes out, you have an idea. Okay, I have an idea, I want to go for investment.
So you come to us to test the idea.
Okay, so you test the idea before the concession and tenders even come out, because you remember the time frame for applying for a tender is not there. Right?
So we are like a laboratory. You come to us, test the idea. We will tell you what to tell the government. We will not go and pitch the government for you.
Okay.
We just build your capacity to be able to tell government what they need to hear.
Okay.
So somebody came to us. He wanted to develop electronic mobility, EV buses, right? To use EV for metropolitan, not EV cars, not tricycles.
Okay, actually buses.
Buses.
Okay, so electric
buses.
Vehicles or electric buses.
You currently have a metropolitan bus system today, right?
Yes, we do.
And the metropolitan bus system uses petrol combustion engine buses, right?
Diesels,
So we told him that you don't need to propose anything to the government. You go to so he wanted to do a big thing, government. No, go to the Association of Bus Drivers.
Okay.
Tell them you want to be a member and you want to start doing your own buses. Simple.
Okay.
Don't make it Over the top, So he said, oh, it's that simple. You don't need a concession. You don't need anything. Go and join the association. You're going to run the same routes they're running, right? But my boss is electric. He doesn't need any regulation. So when he came to the lab, he found that the project is the entry position of the project.
It's actually less than his own,
It's less than what he's thinking about, right? He bought 2 buses. He started the pilots. His buses were nice. They had Wi-Fi. They were youthful. They had all this kind of, so young people always want to enter those buses instead of the rickety one. Now, he's having a problem with the association, with the union of buses, because
you want to take over.
Say, no. So he said he was going to sell buses to them.
Perfect.
So they say, okay, I want to buy your buses too. So he helped
But then it goes back to
give them the buses. No, government doesn't have any problem. You know, you have association or union, bus union.
But what I'm thinking also, again, it's like a business model instead of, we're talking about projects in business instead of infrastructure.
No, it's also infrastructure, transportation.
It's still part of it
because it's heavy scale. It's something government should do. Maybe the Angolan government still run the buses. Let me also go to Copia, just to say a few things.
Okay.
You guys are involved in EPC, right?
Yes.
Do you also look at the fact that your client wants you to go and bid for a project together? So, Copia Group, maybe somebody,
And
let's
combine together.
Let's go bid for an oil and gas project.
Mm-hmm.
What are the things you look? What are the things you look out for in partnering with people? Because you are a service provider. You must get your money, right?
Yeah.
So to partner with people, what do you look out for?
So to guarantee the quality.
Quality?
Yeah.
Okay. Quality of the partner itself.
Yes.
Now, because we are always graduating young startups, infra startups, we can just push them to you. If you want to build it, go to Copia will build it for
when
you.
you look at quality, you're guaranteed, sorry, I'm using the word guaranteeing again.
Yes. Yeah, no, you can use guarantee now.
Okay.
Guarantee of your payments.
Yes.
Because my understanding of Copia is that you are a service provider, an oil servicing company, right?
Yes.
So you want to work with clients that will pay you your money.
Yeah.
Of course.
I have people coming to my accelerator program that needs the knowledge of how to develop a project. They'll ask me, okay, we want to build this gas pipeline in Angola. Who should we go and talk to? We'll talk to him. Or we run a tender process for them.
Okay.
These are the top EPC contractors. So we also partner with EPC, with O&M, to help these first-time developers to be able to understand. Let's not deceive ourselves. These big people cannot continue the kind of work we need to do. We are over-relying on saying, I know in Angola there are no more than 5 big corporations that do these things. Young people need to come up and start doing things themselves.
Oh, there it is. It's out there. It's out there. There you go. He said it. The young people, I guess like you said, we know health tech, we know fintech.
Yeah.
Now it's time to expand and go a different way in
Yeah.
terms of bringing up startups and entrepreneurs that focus more on infrastructure than anything else. So it's open for the next generation to step in and try and take forward. So I'm sure the partnership with yourselves and Copia,
Correct.
Yes.
you guys already had your conversations.
Exactly.
And that's what, again, this summit sometimes about,
Yes.
doing collaboration, and the door has been open. And I believe this space, we'll keep on watching this space to see how things can grow, because there are people that have ideas. You never know. Elio
Thank you.
probably has an idea that he hasn't shared with me, and he's like, okay, this is perfect for me.
Exactly.
So why not? No, Femi,
Thank you so much.
Thank
It's
you
nice
so much
talking
for
to
being here.
you. Thank you, Elio.
I don't know if anybody else has anything else to add as we close up.
Yeah, actually, we set a meeting for Tuesday.
Yes, Tuesday.
Oh, wow.
11.
Yeah, to
That
have a
early?
meeting with them. Yeah,
That's
to hear from them. Thank you so much.
Well, I hope this relationship lasts and the
Thank you.
good results come out of it.
Okay.
Okay.
And to our audience, thank you again for watching. Again, here is another evidence of the opportunities that come when you come to such summits. You know, you never know who you meet. You never know what you end up signing, agreements that come out of it, the partnerships that come out of it. So why not come to the next event and see if you can also sign up on things? And I've been your host, KD. I'm here with my co-host,
Ellie.
my other co-host,
Grildo.
and our guest.
Femi,
So till next time, see you soon.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.